Okay, now when we show, so it says we're live, just so you know.
What?
So when they show, when you show up, we'll start. Well, I gotta tell you, are we really on?
Yeah, we're really on.
Well, I gotta tell you,
always be. What's the ABR? Always be recording. Anyway, we're
ready.
always on. Always be ready. That works too.
Well, good morning. I gotta tell you, the shop is all changed around today, so you gotta come in and see it. When I came in, I didn't know where I was. I was a little confused. I was kind of wandering around thinking, what is this? What is happening? But it's really cool. So you gotta come see it.
Keep you on your toes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I went back and forth. Well, we'll wait actually for a few people to jump on before I tell them which door to come in and why. I didn't want Maria to know until she got back. But there's no way a week we can't talk about it, or we're not gonna have a picture, or you know, there's just no way. So.
Morning, Denise.
Good morning, Tris. Good morning, Denise. Happy Monday. Got some stuff planned. Can they see?
They can't see those yet.
That? No. That?
Yeah, they can see the QR code. Push it a little forward this way. There you go. They can't see that.
I wonder if you could actually. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, can you? Oh. Good morning, Mary.
Louise.
Good morning, Linda. Hey, Mary, just in the comments, let me know if what we shipped to you got there and everything is good to go. She's up visiting family. We shipped a surprise for her. So,
Really?
I mean, she knew about it. Hey, good morning, Louise.
Because I was going to ask, if I go away for a couple of weeks, will you ship me a surprise too?
We'll just talk about it while you're gone.
That's what we do with him. He was gone.
Yeah, but you have a statue here.
I need a statue of me.
No, we had one.
It was a dummy. Where they put my face on. But a statue sounds so much better. Good morning, Janice. So good morning, Diane. I love it. Thank you. I see you guys are already doing the hearts and the likes.
Shares.
Share with a friend.
Or not a friend.
Share with strangers. Make some friends. Before we jump in, also go to the I shared it on the Cut Up and Sew page too as well. We have a new I have a new podcast episode featuring yours truly right here.
Oh, that's Monday, yeah.
Yeah, and we had fun.
Yes, we did. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I knew the conversation with you could go very long, so I feel like we did. I went back and listened, and I was like, I think we did a pretty good job of at least having, making some of our points and having fun, but we didn't ramble too
much. Josh was really good at saying at some point, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I want to ask this question. Which kind of was like a great segue into a different topic.
Because I saw the time, and I'm like, oh boy.
Uh-huh.
And that happens naturally. I hate to do that because I want it to be, we could talk for an hour if we're passionate about something, but truthfully, people won't listen.
Watch, yes.
Or watch, yeah. They're like, this is homework. An hour's worth of stuff to watch. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Mary.
Bonnie is on YouTube.
Good morning, Bonnie on YouTube. All right, so welcome. What Joann was talking about, the store being all different and a jumble. Maria, earmuffs. We were going to keep it a surprise. You probably already know, but we have changed the classroom. So the classroom is now through the archway in technically suite D115. So if you're coming to the sewing studio today or any classes going forward, feel free to park in the back, but just know you're going to walk all the way through the shop. So you may want to park actually out front and go in the door that's marked D115.
Right. Will that door be available to be open? I mean, can people come in that room, that classroom?
I'm just playing a mean trick. I'm going to keep it locked and just look at them. Yeah, no, it's open. Well, it's not right now. It's locked,
right,
but yeah, it will be open because
we
checked it. There's a little buzzer, so we can hear it if somebody comes in, which is great. So we'll probably lock it if we don't have classes going on. But when is that?
Never.
So it'll be open. And there should be plenty of parking out front because most of the folks that do the gym
are gone.
They're back here actually.
They park back here.
So I guess that means I don't have to put the chair out anymore.
Oh my goodness. I thought that was so that I wouldn't park there.
No, it's technically so that we save that space so people can bring machines in, or if we're
Oh.
unloading or loading, it's
Mhm.
yeah, which maybe we should keep. We'll see what happens. I feel like we've kind of trained the neighbors because I've forgotten a few times, and
Mhm.
so far they haven't.
Nobody.
It only took 2.5 years.
Hmm.
All right, so great, more room. Yes, Maria. You know what it is? There's more light. There's more space. It's new. It's fresh. So.
Mhm.
We
It'll be
love
fun.
it.
Yes.
Definitely some tweaking. So when you do come in, it's not completely done, but there's tables set up and you can sit down and sew.
Hmm.
That was the goal for today. Now this room,
We can pan.
don't worry about it. Good morning,
I love
Tammy
that.
and Denise and Wendy. All right. So let's dive in. Christmas in July is going on still. And rocking. We're running out of Christmas fabric. Just a heads up, guys. So any of the Christmas fabric that is left, panels included, by the way, is 15% off for the rest of the month. Christmas in July.
So are you going to get more Christmas fabric in, or is this it
There is some more.
Okay.
But it may not be here
before Christmas?
before the Christmas in
Oh.
July.
Okay.
So it'll be here before Christmas.
Okay.
But yeah. So I can't promise it'll be here before the end of the month.
Okay.
So but we have some new panels and I think 3 new lines. So if you haven't been in and you want Christmas fabric, come get it while it's 15% off. Also 20% off of our samples,
Mhm.
which would make great Christmas gifts
That's right.
or personal gifts.
And there's some pretty samples there.
Yeah, there is. And we don't talk about it and show it enough. So I'm thinking hopefully with kind of the way we've rearranged, we might be able to sneak some samples around the store and actually display them so they're not on a table. Right.
Yeah,
here.
that'd be good. So people can really see them.
See them. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
remember.
Right. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Joyce. Also, floor model sale. Now, we've talked about it a bunch. I even went live the other day. Tony was sitting there free motioning away. Because people were asking, they were getting confused between pre-loved machines and floor model machines. So, huge difference. The only thing that is not different is that they're all in great shape and on sale. But a floor model is has a full manufacturer warranty. It's a new machine. It's just not in the box. It's kind of a no-brainer. You know it's not a lemon. You get a discount.
Mm-hmm.
You can touch it, feel it.
And you don't have to deal with that box.
And you don't have to throw the box away that you're never going to use. I get it. Those of you that are super organized and have your boxes that you never use in Florida garages,
Are
just
tight.
waiting for bugs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But anyway, so floor model sale is definitely going on and people have taken advantage. I can't tell you about pricing, but it's up to 40% off. That's pretty much what you can do. And 40% is a lot.
that is
They're not all 40%, but there's a handful that are, and there's killer bundles and stuff. So anyway, if you're interested, come in, we'll sit down with you and let you play. Okay, so Christmas in July.
Okay.
Check. Good morning, Jody.
She just wants a floor model baby lock jubilant.
Good morning, Joyce. What's that?
Jody asked if do we have a floor model baby lock jubilant.
Jubilant was the first floor model to go. So currently, no. I do have some coming in. Maybe next week or this week. Actually, this is Monday. It could be this week. So we'll call you or I'll have Tony text you or something if it does come in. Because technically they're not floor models, but I do have to open one up, and put it on the floor, and then guess what? It's a floor model.
That's right.
Some of these floor models are literally brand new out of the box because that's how it works. So I encourage you always ask for floor model deals. Look at floor models. But
Any
anyway.
time of the year, whether it's a floor model.
Yeah, but they're not always like 40% off.
Mhm.
But it just very rarely is a machine actually a lemon. I mean, it's so rare. But you know what? Peace of mind.
Mhm. Yeah.
And if I sit down and play on one, if I go to a shop and I'm going to sit there and sew on them, I love the way this sews. This is great. I want that one
Mhm.
because I just sewed on it myself.
Right.
Because you could take 2 loft machines, same exact manufacturer, same model, same everything, and they're going to be a little bit different.
Yes, they
Every
are.
single machine on the planet is a little different, same model or not.
I don't know why that happens, but
And
it does.
most of
Like
the time, you
cans.
wouldn't even notice it, truthfully. But just, I'm one of those like, no, I'll take this one.
Mhm.
What
Okay.
are you going to give me?
Okay, what's next?
High five. Okay, Project Linus.
Go on.
Thank you. See, You learn. You're good. See, I did this for you on the podcast. And then, all right. So Project Linus on the 27th is our next Sewing for Charity party. Scissor sharpener is going to be here, sharpening
Scissors.
pinking shears, and he'll still do knives, just no yard tools and saws. But that is on the 27th. If you want your scissors sharpened, but you can't come join us, just bring them, drop them off early. We'll put them in a basket bag for you. And then when he's done with them, we'll call you. Easy peasy. Project Linus is providing kits. So all you have to do is bring yourself. And if you have a small machine, please bring that as well. But we do have some that you can use. It's going to be a party. It's going to be an amazing day. Project Linus, what is this? The 6th?
Yeah.
We do like 2 a year,
Yeah,
I
we
think.
do
So,
too.
and every single time it's such a good organization that always needs quilts.
Right.
They're never going to not need quilts, sadly. So we're going to just keep doing that one. And it's a great organization that most of you guys donate to, or yeah, exactly, have partnered with anyway. So that is on the 27th. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Anne Marie, Angelina, and Omaha. All right. I just don't, it's a weird thing. I don't like not saying good morning, people. Lynn, did I already say Lynn? I'll say it twice. Yeah, no worries, Jody. We'll let you know. We definitely have, Jubilant is our #1 seller because it's the best classroom machine on the planet. Best baby lock classroom machine on the planet. I'm going to talk about the loft. I can't take away from that.
That's right.
Saying
You
that.
have to be able to.
So Arrow cabinets, I don't know if you guys can tell, but we switched it up a little bit. We're actually on the Arrow Kookaburra cutting table, which is incredible. And the goal is to have it displayed here so people can actually see it. But I'm only mentioning Arrow because they have a sale going on right now. There's a handful of cabinets that are at really good prices, but you get a free daylight floor lamp with any purchase. Those things are like $200+ bucks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're phenomenal. We have one on display. It's
Those are
I
nice.
love lights. I'm a sucker for any sort of lights or anything, but they're by far the best lights. That's what I have at home. I love them. So it's a nice little bonus that Arrow's thrown in, which is great. And then the cabinets, if you go to our website, Cut Up and Sew, it's on our banner, but just come in and see us. We can talk more about the cabinets because all the prices are a little bit different, but they are on sale and you get the free lamp, which is great.
This looks awesome. This has, does it have shelves on the other side too?
It actually has drawers on the front side, and this is just open shelving on the back.
And then this collapses down.
So the width of it is literally from, I don't know if the camera, does it show the whole thing?
Yeah.
Is my wingspan, but this right here, both sides fold down, and then you have this really small footprint that most people will turn and butt up against a wall, and if they need to, open up one side. Because they're not always using the entire
You don't need
space.
the whole thing.
It's incredible. I've sold a lot of cutting tables, and it's a good height.
Yeah.
It's a nice height, and it
And it's
feels
sturdy
really
and-
solid.
Yeah, it's nice and it's pretty. I like the
It's
gray.
very pretty.
Does it come assembled like this, or do you have to?
You have
assemble it?
options with cabinets. Any brand, well, Koala's a little different, but with cabinets, you pretty much have the option of getting it shipped to you for free and you put it together. It's called RTA, ready to assemble. Or you can pay for like a white glove service, FedEx Premium, and you can have some strong people bring it in, put it in your room, take away the trash, which I highly recommend.
Okay.
This thing's heavy, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've picked it up too many times, and we've taken them to quilt shows. I got smart. We hire people now and they roll them, but still. We'll talk. Cabinets are a whole thing, and I always tell people, don't be spontaneous. Don't look online and go, ooh, that one's cool, I'll take it. Measure, come in and see it, sit down at it, picture yourself. Really do your homework.
Yeah.
You don't want to get the wrong table, cabinet.
And there's so many of the brands, not this one obviously, that aren't well made, and they're not going to last that long. Whereas
Wobbly.
this
Wobbly.
one, and wobbly, yes. Whereas this one's just really solid.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm trying to figure out how much I have to get rid of in order to put it.
Yeah, I've seen your garage. I don't know how you're going to put that in there. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Leah. Okay, so Arrow cabinets, Project Linus,
Are you looking
Christmas
to-
in July. Making sure I'm checking all the things. My list is there, but I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Tony, let me know if I forget something. The last thing I'll talk about, no, 2 more things, and then the floor is yours. Who wants to win a free sewing machine? Speaking of really, really nice classroom portable machines, second machines, first machines. So if you're a beginner sewer just getting into it, or even if you're looking for a machine for your kiddo, this is a very user-friendly machine. It has 100 stitches, so it's got enough room to grow, which is important. When you get a machine with 20 stitches, sometimes it's not as exciting. We want to get kids excited. We want to get people excited about. So all those decorative stitches, although they're not necessary, they're fun.
Mm-hmm. They're fun to have.
Yeah. So right now, Janome is doing, I can't read it backwards, Endless Summer Contest. So all you have to do is come into the shop. There's a little QR code that I'm covering up because Tony says you guys can cheat and do it from home, and just fill it out on your phone right here and get a chance to win. I'm excited. They've been doing this. I thought they were only, it was like a one and done, but they have not stopped. So
yeah, it's constant.
go Janome. I love it. So is that a good spot?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And this is such a cute little
Loft
machine.
100.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. It is cute. You know, it was intentional that they made it somewhat kind of modern looking and minimalist.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't talk about it enough on our end. And I think it's been overlooked because the price point, if you don't win it for free, is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, I don't want to go on too much, but come in and win one. And then if you don't win,
You buy one.
buy one. We'll give you a deal. Buy a floor model. Okay, baby lock. I still haven't heard back exactly what I'm allowed to say, so I'm just going to keep it what I've kind of been doing. They obviously probably heard this part. There is a new top of the line baby lock that's replacing the Solaris. It is awesome. Fancy schmancy. I wasn't sure if they were going to have enough features for me to really get excited. I was wrong. They've done it. What could you possibly add to a Solaris?
I have no idea.
Well, I can't tell you yet, I don't think, but I'll just tell you that it's more and it's exciting. So they're doing a limited edition first round, I guess, of machines, if you will. And if you put a deposit down of $500, which is refundable, you will secure one of those limited edition new machines.
Mhm.
I'll just say that it's bigger, badder, cooler, more tech, more fun. I think that's probably safe. I don't want to get in trouble. But it's exciting. And honestly, we've had 6, and I think they're probably going to cut us off at some point. But if you have any questions and you come into the shop, I can probably tell you a little bit more if you come in and see me.
Mhm.
I know I can do that. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about just baby lock embroidery in general. So Tony and I kind of been going back and forth and finally came up with the idea of the Embrace Embroidery. I almost forgot. Embrace Embroidery event.
Mhm.
So it is the what?
EEE.
EEE.
All
Embrace
right.
Embroidery event. We like things that sound the same first letter. And that is on August 30, 31st.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Good job.
So basically it is it's for everybody, but if you are curious about embroidery, if you've never embroidered, if you're a beginner embroiderer, if you have an old embroidery machine and you're looking to see what new features are available, this is for you. We're going to play on 3, maybe 4 different models so that you can really see what all Baby Lock offers. Also, you're going to learn techniques and tips. I mean, it is an education. It is full hands-on. We provide the machines. We provide lunch, giveaways.
Oh, sounds
It's an
awesome.
all-inclusive, really fun event. It's $50, but you get 25 back. Fast math. How much does that mean? How much is that, Joann? So basically, it costs you
Put it on the
$25
spot.
to learn a ton, play on some machines, get some sales discounts and all sorts of fun stuff, free lunch, and just hang out with us.
And I think one of the things I learned about Baby Lock, because I have one, is it is a very intuitive machine. I was very impressed. I have a Bernina combination machine with embroidery and sewing, and that was a nightmare. And I switched to the Baby Lock, and it's awesome. I mean, even I can figure it out. And if I can't figure it out, I call Josh or Maria. And I say, how do I do such and such, or what happens here? And they answer my question.
And it's always an easy fix. And
Mhm.
she has like a fancy schmancy one. Like it's got a lot of features.
Mhm.
So, you know, there's a learning curve because there's so many features that you
Right.
didn't have.
Mhm.
But even, I don't care if you buy this brand new machine that's coming out, it's going to have features that are going to blow your mind. You know what I mean? and people go, I'll never use that. Don't sell yourself short.
Right.
You know what I mean? That the features are there. Obviously, they're there for a reason. Somebody goes, ooh, this would make this easier.
Right.
But the beauty of Baby Lock is they're easy to find. They're easy to figure out. So you're right. I mean, it's
absolutely true. I was
and
really
you haven't
impressed.
asked very many questions, by the way. So yeah, you've just been cruising.
I've been playing with it.
Plus, you have your friend, your secret weapon.
Well, she's not around right now.
Oh, okay.
But I was just so impressed with the difference between the Baby Lock and the other machines, and just how easy it was for me to, because I honestly, I hate learning new stuff. And so, you know, and I tend to, if it's too hard, I just stop. But this has been, it's been just enough to make me think, but I don't have to think really hard.
That's great. I like that. I'm probably the same. I don't want to try too hard.
That's right.
Good morning, Leah. Good morning, Crystal. Okay, Baby Lock Embrace Embroidery event, August 30th and 31st. It is, oh, by the way, it's the same class both days. Don't sign up for both.
Okay.
Because you'll literally be doing the exact same thing. The whole idea of having 2 days is that we can offer it to more people. Because even though we move the classroom, we still have limited space. So
is it all day long?
it is. It's an all-day event.
Okay.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a party. And feel free to call us if you have questions or if you are curious if this is the right event for you. Most likely it is, but you never know. So feel free to call us and we'll happily answer any questions you have.
Okay. Are you done?
Well, almost.
We haven't talked about this
Oh, yeah, or that, or this.
or that.
Oh,
We've
boy.
got so much.
I just wanted to throw this out because we haven't really mentioned it yet. Obviously, you guys know about Quilt Fest, and you know that we take everything. Yeah. We take the Aero cabinets, the Acu quilt. This year we're taking Caterpillar. Anyway, we do it big, and we're a big supporter. We will have tickets. I don't think we have a date yet, but soon. So if you plan on going to Quilt Fest, this is just a little flyer. We've got information in the shop. Get your tickets, if not from us, from a local shop that is offering them. You'll save a few bucks, and it's just the way to go. And time in line. Because you guys remember the debacle that happened last year. And that wasn't the awesome ladies that throw this thing. That was not their issue, by the way. That was not. That was on the center, some miscommunication.
What's the dates?
That's going to be fixed. So September 19th, 20th, and 21st.
Okay.
Prime Osborne Convention Center. Sew your heart out. I love it. Quilt Fest. And there's some serious quilts there. It's a great show.
Oh, I love it.
And I love that it's put on by local guilds. And I don't know. I love the show. So we're happy to be a part of it and to support it. Speaking of things that I love, well, we don't talk about notions enough. And so Tony goes, we need to showcase a notion each Monday. I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know if this is considered a notion, but
It is.
we sell out of these things. You want to hold that one for me?
I do.
We just can't keep them in stock, and rightfully so. I mean, it's exactly what it is. It's an ironing must-have is what it says, but it's the Gypsy Quilter pressing mat, all the different sizes. As you can see, they're thin. They're perfect for classes or for those of you that are vacationing.
Do you understand the?
You know, it's
How they
really
work?
How they work?
Yeah, they
It's
reflect
a
the
pressing
heat.
mat.
No, but they reflect the heat back up. They're actually better on your seams. They
Yeah,
keep
so
all the-
so it really helps your seams to lie flatter as you're sewing. It's also really nice to work on to, you know, like I was working on a block the other day and I had one and had mine out and I was laying the block on it. I could press while I was working on the block. Everything was right there and it made it really easy to put a block together and kind of think through it. It's a nice thing. And this is a 17-inch square, this larger one, which is a really nice size to work on. And then this one
14,
is 14 by 18 and a half. And so these two are great
13
for
and a half,
classes.
and 8 and a half. Yeah. Could you repeat what you just said, Tony?
It reflects the heat, so it lets more heat sit on your seam. It also wicks away, especially if you use your clapper on top of it. It wicks away the moisture.
Reflects the heat. Wow, that's great.
So it
You don't
keeps
have to-
everything flat.
Right, you don't have to have your iron up so high either.
You don't have to crank your iron up. So great for classes, classrooms.
Yeah, and
travel.
so it's really
Also for just at home when you're.
I use it.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
several
I
in
mean-
my home.
And it's nice in a class so that you don't have to rely on the ironing board that everybody else in the class is using. You have your own little pressing mat right next to you.
Little station, which is great. Yeah. So anyway, these are back in stock, and we plan on keeping them in stock, but they do go fast. So there you go. Also, this quilt behind me, Tony did this one. She's been working on this one for a little bit now, because I believe, did you design this?
I designed it
So
10 years ago.
Tony designed this 10 years ago and just made it. That's the side. I'm joking.
You know, it takes a
Good
while
morning,
for
Patricia, by the way.
for quilters to get around to things.
Well, it's not like you got nothing else to do, right? I love this. I even put this on a shirt. So if you guys, this looks familiar. We have the fabric right here in stock in the shop. I'll show you this one first. I'm not going to open it up because it's this skyline. You can see it.
Mhm.
I absolutely love this line.
So it's not a panel, it's
Running
yardage.
yardage.
It's running yardage.
Mhm.
That's right. And then, actually, you grabbed the wrong one.
No, I grabbed those so you can use those in that pattern.
Oh, fair enough. Well, these would be amazing in that pattern. I see what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, artistic license, you can choose whatever you like, but I just love the layout. It's super, in my opinion, modern and unique. And Tony, you did an awesome job. And then these two, this is hard to show.
And I just said we don't even have it cut so people can't see it.
I made an apron out of the one,
Oh, that's
so
right.
you guys have seen that one. But I mean, we showed this a while ago, and I made a big old, I don't know if you remember, favorite collection to come out this year. Absolutely incredible. I don't even know if the camera
you have to do both
shows.
sides.
Yeah, you got the birds. See, that would be really cool in the center of that.
It'd be very cool. Really, anything that the big prints, you know,
Mhm.
like technically a panel that if it fit the, you know,
Up to a yard.
up to a yard, perfect. And this one, I think this is the one that I put on the apron.
Oh wow, I like this side.
you put
Oh, that's right. We've seen this, haven't
I
we?
think the other one you threw we're out of.
It was the other one, but same collection. Concrete Jungle is what this is called, and I mean, it's just so weird that it's amazing. Like it's,
Yeah, look at the bird. It's really cool.
yeah,
My favorite part of this is the zebras.
the zebras,
The zebras, or I'm sorry,
the
giraffes.
giraffe.
The other one had the zebra.
No, there's a zebra too.
Okay, just great animals in here.
Well, I am a sucker for like the black and white
Mhm.
imposed on color, or vice versa, a little bit of color with the
Yes.
black and white. So I love those. I'll slide it out of the way.
All right,
I think I'm out of stuff.
we're out of stuff.
Yeah, I think so. So that means the floor, they are a wonderful thing, especially with the travel iron. Oh, the pad, the pressing
Mhm.
mats. Yeah,
Yes.
thanks, Louise. I agree.
Absolutely.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay.
Now you guys can actually learn something.
Well, maybe. A lot of you may already know, or probably already know about this, but one of the things that really gets to me is when I come into the fabric store is how expensive the fabric is. And I'm constantly looking for ways to balance that out because I love the fabric and I want to buy it, but you know, I can only afford so much. So one of the things that is really cool to be able to do is to cut up a shirt, like a men's shirt, and use that as fabric. So this is a man's shirt. Usually in a man's shirt, especially if you go to large, extra large, double extra large, you're going to get about 2 yards of fabric. So that's a awesome amount of fabric. You don't get quite, you know, if you're looking for something that's going to be long to go around the border, you're going to have a little bit more difficulty with it. But for the smaller pieces in your quilt, they work really great. And it's not hard to cut them up. You can do them. You can do them with a rotary cutter. And they took away my rotary mat today, so
I didn't think about that.
get
We
to-
got one around here somewhere.
so I don't get to cut it with a rotary cutter. But you can just cut along the seams, and essentially what you're trying to do is get rid of all of the heavy seams.
Versus seam,
You can do it.
but not necessary.
You mean
The seam ripper to take out all the.
you'd use a seam ripper?
No, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I've never taken a shirt apart.
Yeah.
But you're not trying to salvage and use
No.
it for like a pattern, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. I see
No.
what you're saying.
So you're just going to cut. You're going to cut up the sides like this, and you can. They say cut a little cut in the end here, and you can rip it. I hate ripping fabric, so I don't do that, but you can if you want to be really fast. So anyway, you just cut up the sides, and essentially all you're doing is taking out the seams, one right after another. So you take it up
She's going up the side.
going up the side seam, around the armhole.
Those are seriously sharp scissors.
Those are good scissors. Why don't you like ripping fabric?
A lot of time it leaves that frayed edge, but it also, a lot of times, depending upon the fabric,
You get the
it'll run.
You get the
And
run.
I don't like that run. If it just frayed the edge, I wouldn't have a problem. But sometimes those runs will go an inch or so into your fabric.
I'm kind of with you on that, but I'm also indifferent. I've heard both arguments, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like Angie, for example, Angie Kopp,
Mm-hmm.
Father Monkey. She tears it, and it's perfect. But she has high quality fabric, so I think
Mm-hmm.
know the fabric if you're going to be. But a lot of shops still tear,
Yeah.
especially like 108s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 108s, I think
And
you
I-
almost have to tear.
And I kind of
I
get
agree.
that. We don't, but I'm almost like, let's start doing that.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's faster. It's easier. It's also even.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
more accurate.
It's
I think
accurate.
that with the extra wides, the widen it, because it's so wide, if you cut it, it's not going to be even.
and it'll be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
exactly.
you tear, it'll be straight. So your sleeves are going to be a certain amount of your fabric. You're going to, especially if you have long sleeves, obviously, you'll get a nice long piece of fabric there. You're going to get, you take out, I've already cut the buttons off of here, but you take your buttons off. And after a while, you realize that you just want to get rid of those buttons because you'll have too many. And then you'll, because they're all the same. It's amazing. So then you cut up the front where the button placket is, and you take that off, and you cut around your collar.
Does your husband know you're cutting his shirt up? He only watches for me. Right?
Yeah, I know. He's only amused by you.
That's so funny.
Me, he's just generally irritated with. So, so now I have my collar off, and often what I will do is this is all doubled up fabric, and it's a little bit harder to use, but a lot of times I'll save this. I'll just put it with the rest of the cut up shirt and save it just in case I need a little bit of extra fabric. So now I have one side cut. I'm going to do the other side and also across the yoke. So
Yoke is the back.
yes,
The
this
neck
back
one.
up here.
Piece. Good morning, Christy. Louise says tearing keeps it on the straight grain.
Yes, it does.
It does.
And that's the reason why a lot of people will tear. I still don't like it.
I'm just curious, what do you guys, yay or nay for the tearing? Like, mainly I'm asking, like, if you go into shops, are you okay with them tearing your fabric? I'm just curious. I mean, we're
not going to
we're not going to change. I'm just curious. I've heard both debates. In fact, some people get a little bit heated about it, but I'm curious. I've literally heard both, and I can understand.
Well, I
Both
tell you, when
sides.
I used to teach at Quilt in the day, and they tore all of their fabric, and I used to take my scissors with me, so that I could recut
Like
my fabric.
45s, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything would
I
be
think
cut.
that's an old school thing, though, isn't it? Or is that more new? Is that more
You know
new?
what I have found is that if you look at some of the cheaper fabric or some of the older fabric, it's not as straight. But fabric now, you get fabric now, and more often than not, it's nice and straight without having to worry about straight of grain. So here's the back of the shirt. So you've got a whole lot of fabric with that. And then the sleeves, and then I also save the yoke. I don't cut it right away, but I'll save the yoke because that's more fabric. It has interfacing with it, and so it's a little bit more fussy to cut, but if I need the extra fabric, I'll have it. So that's cutting up your shirt. Now the question is, what do you do with it?
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah, now what? Upcycling's huge, so that's great. Bonnie says they can, I won't ever. I'm with you on that. Trish says only wide backs get torn, and I rotary cut my shirts for t-shirt quilts.
Yes.
I think she probably would have used a rotary cutter. We didn't give her a cutting mat. Is that what you were
I
saying?
would have used a rotary
Yeah,
cutter.
yeah.
Yes, I would have.
I
because
never want to
had it
fabric
with me.
shop it too. Okay.
So this is another
Okay.
shirt that I had already cut up. And when I saw this shirt, what I was thinking of it was a nice Christmas quilt that I could just put on the couch, not a fancy Christmas quilt that's going to be really cool and I just want to hang it or something. This would be something that would go on the couch and I could put Minky on the back and be nice. It will be nice and cuddly to watch TV with or whatever. So I had this fabric. So now you've got your shirt and you're looking at it thinking, well, now what do I do? Well, the first thing you do is you go to your own fabric and you see what will match. So I went to my own fabric and I found what I wanted to do with this is I wanted to do a simple Irish chain. And an Irish chain is a 9-patch block, a blank block, a 9-patch, and they just alternate going across. However, when that blank block is just crying out for something else in it. So what I thought was I would do a 9-patch, a star, 9-patch star, and then alternate and have all those blank blocks a star. So I found this in my fabric and I thought, not bad. That can be the center of my star. Okay, this is the center of my star. And then I found some red that would go with it, and I can do the star points in the red.
It's like a rust.
Yeah,
I like that. It's pretty.
It may or may not work. And then, but then I kind of got to the point where, well, I need other stuff because I like a lot of different fabrics in it. So then I came to the shop. So once you've got your shirt and it's all cut up and you've looked at it and you've gone through your own fabric, which is a key because that's a money saving thing to begin with, and you figured out what you've got, then you go to the shop. So I came to the shop this morning and I found background. So this is a white with a little bit of gold and it's going to look really pretty in there as the background. And then I wanted to alternate red and green stars. So I have the green that will go along with it. So now I pretty much have my quilt all set up. And I've saved money. The shirt usually runs anywhere from about $2 to $5, depending upon where you're buying it. Or it can be free if you're taking your husband's shirts out of his closet.
Yeah.
So you have your shirt, which is fairly inexpensive. Then you're using your own fabric to go with it, and then you can buy your own fabric. You can go to the quilt store and buy fabric to go with it. And then the guilt of spending $13 a yard on fabric isn't quite so bad.
Pick and choose your
because you've used what you've got, you've recycled some things, you're helping the environment, you're doing some good stuff there, and then you get to go buy fabric.
Supporting a local
business. And supporting a local
and
business.
Don't forget, you can get high quality, high end fabric. We'll just speak to this shop. We have a year-round sale rack, sale racks, plural.
Yes.
So, you know,
Always
you can always,
place to start.
I love this because upcycling, just being smart about spending is always wise. And I'm not great at it. So I think using what you have, we talk about that all the time, is great. Chopping up shirts, fantastic.
If it works. And, you know, shirts are great for plaids. It's really hard to find a plaid in cotton fabrics.
In Florida.
And anywhere.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's hard to find plaids. So if you're looking for plaids, it's great to find them in shirts. But shirts have just taken off these days. And, you know, like this one is just a really cool pattern, a really cute little design on here. And so the shirts that you're seeing in around these days aren't just a plain old plaid or a plain old solid color. There's some really cool things out there. And great to put together. The one thing I would encourage, or two things I would encourage, is if you're going to do that, you want to buy 100% cotton shirts. There are just, as you look at shirts and you look at the tags on them, there are all kinds of blends. And you want to make sure your shirt is 100% cotton. And when you do use a shirt, I generally do not wash my fabric before I use it, but because the shirt has already been used before, it's been washed. So you probably want to wash your fabric that you're going to use with it too.
Yeah, you may or may not know who was wearing that shirt.
It's true.
Louise said, Joann, save the buttons. I think she already cut them off and saved them. I don't know if you were asking for her to save them for you or just your suggestion, don't waste them.
Yeah, I do. I have all the buttons.
Yeah, okay. And I said hi to Carrie, Marilyn. I was agreeing with rotary cutting. So
yeah, it makes it a lot faster when you rotary cut it.
Oh, yeah. And these are nice, Tony. You had mentioned These are good. These are Kai. I
Those
just
are
never
Kai's.
seen the purple handle.
I
This
know,
is
those
this is
are
what
very
we sell.
cool.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
I love these. I love the weight of them.
Yeah, they're awesome, and they.
I mean,
I've never
my
had
phone.
these sharpened, and I use them on literally everything.
you know, on the 27th, we have a scissor sharpener.
They don't need it,
I could tell.
but my gingers do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and you can bring in those antique scissors that you've been
Mhm.
hanging on to that just don't work, but you can't get rid of them. Yeah,
Mhm.
they'll sharpen those, which is great. All right, did we miss anybody? Well, so we learned on
New segment.
we learned on Saturday, thanks to Becca, that we should leave time for a Q&A.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people do have questions and they don't want to interrupt us, or we just kind of wrap it up because we're done talking. So if you guys, I guess we're opening it up to you guys. If you have any comments, suggestions.
I think we should say that towards the beginning so that people can be thinking about their questions. Now you've put them on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't come in until halfway through.
But yeah.
And that was
yeah.
her point.
And that was it. So shirts. It took me 6 years to give away my husband's shirts. I wish I knew this before I gave them away. Plus, my husband always had them starched, so that would have been perfect.
Yeah. We wanted to make a quilt for somebody who always wore those Hawaiian shirts, that were so in style 10 or 15 years ago. And he always wore them. And we wanted to make him a quilt. And those are not 100% cotton shirts usually, but they were really nice. And we went to the wife and said, we'd like to get some of those shirts so that we can make a quilt for him. And she had just given them all away.
Oh.
So you got to know what you've got, the wealth of fabric you have in your closet.
Yeah, that's right. And so maybe this is easier for you guys because we asked what classes would you be interested in. I think for this, I'm going to ask you what topics or tips and tricks would you like to see Joann do? Because or us, I should say. Yeah. I have a little to offer, but as far as the tips and tricks, we're pretty much going to leave that up to you. But truthfully, if there's a certain technique that maybe even the one that we've done that you'd like us to redo. So the whole reason I love this is because communication is huge. I mean, this is part of why we're doing this, is to talk to you guys. We're learning, but you're learning. Texting. Thank you for reminding me, Tony. I have made bears out of shirts as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's so much you can do with the shirts. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like a memory bear.
Flannel shirts even.
Flannel shirts, yeah. So if you have not yet, is it scrolling?
It is.
I can't see the live thing, but down below, make sure you, did I hit it? All right, there's a scrolling thing. Text cutting crew, all capitals, to the 85100. So, and that basically opts you in so that we can now send you text messages. And we promise we're not going to be harassing and we're not going to text you at 10 o'clock on Sunday evening.
Or 4 texts a day.
No, we're
Those
not.
are the ones that really get
I
to
know.
me.
We say it's a perfect example. We're not Temu. So, I mean, you know who you are, too. If you've opted in for that, it's crazy. I actually opted out because I was like, this is just borderline harassment. But the beauty of it is if down the road you decide, you know what, I actually prefer communicating via Facebook, email, whatever, all you can do is probably text stop and you just don't get them. Yeah. But the whole point is a lot of people have said that they wanted communication via text message because, look, we walk around with computers in our pocket. It's the easiest way. Oh, the reminder about the Project Linus, charity sewing, or, if we do an impromptu flash sale for something special, there's just so many different little things that would have been nice to be able to get the word out to people.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's checking their email or on Facebook.
The email thing is, I know for me, I check it less and less. And I really like, and it's not associated with this, I don't think, when there's a class, when you're signed up for a class, you get a text a couple of days before. You get a text saying, oh, this is your supply list. You get a text reminding you that you have a class coming up. That's very helpful for me. I like those.
Awesome. Well, I did not realize we had been yapping for 45 minutes. That's great.
Okay.
I don't think I missed any questions. That's fine. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. So if, further, or, down the road, Mondays and Saturdays, or anytime really. If you have topics, questions that you'd like us to cover, talk about, I mean, that's what we're here for. Please let us know.
Yeah, and we'd love to, or I personally would love to know the topics, because I have the next 2 weeks planned, but after that, blanks. It's a blank wall. I have no clue. So any ideas or thoughts, please send them my way.
If there's a certain block or pattern, just be thinking, and send it to us one way or the other. Or when you're in the shop, tell us. We'll write it down and get it to Joann.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you guys have an amazing day. Come in and see us for the Christmas in July. See you 27th. We'll talk before then. But scissor sharpening. Register for a free machine. Something
we have
else.
So much to do here.
Oh, register for the Baby Lock event. Good morning, Nancy. And Live to Create.
And your joy can be found in quilting.
It can.
And in old shirts.
And in old shirts. Awesome. See you guys.
Bye.
So good. That's my new favorite part, just waiting to see what you're going to say.